Hey guys, so today I want to share with you how to create a stencil that you can use for making pillows or signs or anything that your heart could desire using your Cricut machine. So today for me, I am making a stencil for a wood sign that I'm going to hang up in my bathroom. So I just want to show you how I did that. So let's get started. So we want to start a new project in Cricut, and let's just cancel that. All right, so I did one already. I just wanted to test it out and make sure that it turned out how I actually wanted it to turn out, and it did. So we are going to do the second one. So the first one that I did was the Wash Your Face stencil, and it's a 3-plaque series that I'm making. So the second one is going to say Brush Your Teeth. So the first thing that I want to do to get started is we need text, and I'm going to do brush. The font that I'm using for this is a script font, the Adventure font, and I'm just making it a little bit bigger for this next step. Now with script fonts, it separates them like this. So what you actually have to do is go up here to ungroup and ungroup the fonts to make them individual letters so that you can kind of arrange them how you want them to be, and then you can put them back together. So let's do here. Now there's a couple different ways that you can kind of make sure that it aligns the way you want it to. I'm going to try this and see how it goes to center vertically so that everything, so that kind of made the middle ones go up higher. So that's not really what I want to do. I'm going to undo that. The other option is to kind of use the line as a guide. So here I'll bring the letters down so that they kind of rest on the line as if I was actually writing in cursive, and that way I can make sure that they're, you know, more level and whatnot. Okay, so I'm pretty good with that being right there. I think that's, let me just see one other thing here. Align bottoms, there we go. And you'll see that it adjusted just a tad bit so that the bottoms are all even at least. So now that I have all of them highlighted, which you can do by going like this, which highlights them all here, or you can go over here and hold down the shift key and click all of them, whichever you prefer. For me, it's just easier typically to go like this. I'm going to group those together for right now just so that I can kind of move them and size them together. And I'm going to add the second piece of text, which is the your teeth. And same thing here. I'm going to ungroup these and do the same thing. I'm going to use this line as my guide here and kind of get them together in a way that looks good to me. This one is going to get interesting when we go to weed it because of that T and the H. I don't know if aligning the bottom of these will work, but let's see what happens. Oh, it did. Okay. And I just need to tweak a little bit because you see how the T and the E is kind of weird. So tweak that. And I am going to do the H. I'm going to move it backward. I want it behind the T. I don't know if you can really tell the difference, but I feel like that might end up being better when I go to weed it for some reason. Alright, I think I'm pretty good with that. So I'm going to scoot this over a little bit because I think it's a little bit too much space in there. And now I'm going to group those together. Just based off the size that I had for my previous ones, I'm going to put in my sizes that I want the letters to be because I want it to just be fairly consistent. You can determine what size you want for yours based on like whatever it is that you're applying them to. So here is the brush, and it looks like I think I'm going to tweak these a little bit because I don't like that showing like that. And then here, let's unlock this. All right, and 5.332 and 1.746. All right. So this gives it the consistent size of the last one that I did. I'm just going to ungroup these real quick because I want to tweak it a little bit. I don't like how that line is showing through there. And this feels a little funny to me here too. And just because I moved them, I'm going to hit the align bottom again just to make sure we're all good. Yep, it's moved stuff a little bit. And let's see, let's group it back together. And I'm going to check my size again. It looks like the size changed a little bit. So I'm just going to adjust that real quick. 7.226, enter. Alright, cool. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both of these and just move them out the way for a minute. Uh-oh. There we go. Move it over here. And now I'm going to take and create my stencil shape. So I want it to be in a square. And I know for mine's, I want it to be an 8-inch square. Yeah, an 8-inch square because that's what I've used already. And now I'm going to arrange these. Actually, let me do this first. Let me see how I want them to kind of set out. I like it like that. All right. So now these two, I want all of my words to be welded together so that they're all one piece. So I highlighted both of those and I'm welding it. And now I'm going to move them here on top of my square. This is going to be for my stencil. And I want it to be aligned center vertically and horizontally. So I'm going to just go up here and do that real quick so that it's in the center both from top to bottom and from left to right. So now we've done that. And now is where we actually create the stencil. So with both of these selected, and you can tell that they're selected because they're both grayed in over here, I'm going to go down here and select the slice option. And now what that did is it gave me a cutout of the words. So now you'll see I have this layer, which I can move over here, and this layer, which I can move over here. And I don't need either of those. Wait a minute, let's just do this way. I don't need those, so I'm going to delete those. And now I have my stencil. And so this is what I will be using to cut out with the Cricut machine. So I just need to prepare my stencil paper. And this is actually a real thing. It's stencil paper that comes, you can get it online from Michael's, whatever. Just so you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but this right here, it specifically says stencil material. So that's what I'm using. And I'm going to prepare that, and then I can show you how I'm actually going to cut it out on the machine. Okay, so now that we have our mat ready and our machine ready, we can go ahead here and click Make It. And we're using the 12 by 12 mat because our shape is only like 8 by 8, so that's more than enough space. We will go to Continue, and it's just making sure and connecting to your machine. Here is where you want to select your material. So on your machine, you want to set it to custom. And then once it's set to custom, this will come up and allow you to browse all materials. And you can type in stencil and hit enter. I already have stencil vinyl favorited, so that's why that star is there, and that's why you already saw it over here. But if it's your first time and you think you're going to love using it, then you can favorite it here, select it, done, and now your material is set to stencil vinyl. And so from here, you just want to go ahead and get your machine ready. Uh-oh. My piece of paper gave me another air bubble. Give me a second. All right. I think we're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put my mat in and set the load button. And now I am selecting fast mode because if I can, why not? No need in making it take longer than it has to. And I'm going to go ahead and click the go button. All right, friends. Hey friends, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to Kenya Rae, and also check out kenyaray.com.